The richest world leaders. One of the world's smallest elite clubs are those that have been born and voted into power. Great power doesn't only come with great responsibility, rather, it also comes with great wealth. Hello and welcome back to Way of Luxe. In today's video, we're going to look into some of the richest and most powerful world leaders. They're not the usual business tycoons and tech entrepreneurs. Rather, they're people who run countries, nations, and possibly the entire world. Here are the richest world leaders. Mohammed bin Rashid AlMaktoum. The United Arab Emirates is one of the wealthiest countries in the world, and it is thought that their Prime Minister, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid AlMaktoum, is also one of the wealthiest leaders in the world with over $14 billion in total net worth. The Sheikh's lavish lifestyle and his level of wealth came to light when a legal battle with his ex-wife, Princess Haya, took place. In 2019, the Sheikh divorced his wife without her knowledge, and it was made possible under Sharia law, Islam's legal system. However, he was fined by the High Court in London to pay about £500 million to his ex-wife. The princess's attorney said in court that she and the kids had limitless access to cash when they were in Dubai, including a dozen opulent houses, a £400 million boat, and a fleet of private aircraft. She detailed how she used to get £83 million yearly for her home expenses alone, and another £9 million for personal expenditures. The court was also informed that Princess Haya spent almost £14.7 million renovating a home she had originally purchased for £87.5 million in 2016 near Kensington Palace. The Dubai leader and his ex-wife Princess Haya also owned over 60 racehorses, and with their divorce settlement, she asked for another £75 million in restitution for animals. However, when they were still married, they acquired over 400 racehorses altogether. Princess Haya testified that throughout their marriage, her ex-husband used to lavishly indulge her, and she was given £13.7 million as reimbursement for whatever jewelry and clothing she wanted. It seems as though the princess had nothing to worry about, as the pockets of her ex-husband don't run empty. All she had to do was say it. Aside from governing one of the wealthiest countries in the world, his business ventures have also proven to be successful in hotels, airlines, and real estate development. He has also been credited to be the man behind Dubai's flourishing economy. Hassan al-Bolkiah. The Sultan of Brunei, Darussalam, Hassan al-Bolkiah, also ranks to be one of the richest in the world with $30 billion in his Forbes estimated net worth. The 72-year-old Sultan was formerly renowned for his opulent, liberal, and Western lifestyle before becoming a supporter of the most conservative strain of Islam. His escapades reportedly included racing Ferraris at midnight through Brunei's capital, building a castle with 1,788 rooms, and paying almost $20,000 just to get his hair trimmed, to name a few. But his extravagance has been heavily documented throughout the years. Even though he has 9 siblings, Bolkiah was personally chosen by his father, Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin, to succeed him at an early age. He was hidden from the spotlight as a teen and spent his early years homeschooled and eventually attending the Victoria Institution in Malaysia. Having inherited $1 billion, he quickly gained a worldwide reputation for his luxurious lifestyle. Bolkiah spent lavishly in London's casinos, purchasing expensive vehicles, boats, and hotels with his brother, Prince Geoffrey, who was infamous for being lousy in his finances. Bolkiah also built his own personal zoo. When visiting international leaders come to Brunei, the monarch treats them to zoo performances. Furthermore, he also ordered the construction of the Astana Nurul Iman, a $600 million mansion with an 800-vehicle garage. Guinness World Records designated the palace as the biggest residential palace in the world. It has a vast, elegant throne room and 57 bathrooms. Its maintenance costs, well, that's surely another hefty sum. But how much is hefty when you've got a lot of money? Queen Elizabeth II. As the reigning monarch of one of the most developed countries in the world, Queen Elizabeth II owns a portion of the entire royal institution. This, alongside other financial ventures, renders the Queen the richest monarch in the entire world. The firm, which is formerly known as Monarchy plc, is the vehicle through which the Crown possesses almost $28 billion in assets. A quick count of its various holdings show that the Crown Estate has almost $19.5 billion in assets, with the Crown Estate Scotland owning $592 million. Buckingham Palace, estimated to be worth $4.9 billion. The Duchy of Cornwall, with $1.3 billion. The Kensington Palace, valued at $630 million. And the Duchy of Lancaster, with $748 million. Apart from that, she also has separate personal assets amounting to $500 million, a genuinely enormous art collection, an equally magnificent diamond collection, and real properties including Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle are only a few of the assets mentioned. Personal investments that are primarily in British blue-chip shares are another. A legacy worth an estimated £70 million, including several important items of art, was also inherited by the Queen. On top of that, the late Prince Philip, her husband, is said to have left an estate worth about £10 million, including a collection of paintings by Edward Seago and 3,000 books. The Queen also owns a stamp collection, which is worth £100 million. Just like most of the world leaders out there, the Queen is not safe from accusations, especially about her wealth. An allegation made in February 2021 accused the monarch of lobbying its then government in the 1970s to draft laws that could hide the true value of her wealth. However, a spokeswoman for Buckingham Palace shut down this report. It is definitely a big privilege to grow up in a royal family, as this is only afforded to the fewest of people. Queen Elizabeth already had an entire country to her name the moment she was born, and even more when her uncle abdicated to her father. Mohammed bin Salman. A psychopath with no empathy, that's how Saudi Arabia's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, is described by a former Saudi official. He is known to be the ruler of an authoritarian regime, and it is said the prince possesses enough wealth and power to be a threat to the world. He earned his fame and reputation while he was on a never-ending promotional tour for his scheme to modernize the realm of his father. However, bin Salman limited his travel quickly after the 2018 murder of Washington Post contributor Jamal Khashoggi, when the CIA concluded that he had ordered Khashoggi's murder. Bin Salman is renowned for making extravagant purchases. Some of his notable purchases include a Leonardo da Vinci artwork said to be worth over $450 million, a $500 million boat, and a $300 million French castle to his name. One estimate places the value of the approximately 15,000-member Saudi royal family at much to $1.4 trillion. Moreover, reports have stated that the Crown Prince owns Serene, a $500 million 440-foot yacht with various hot tubs, 2 helipads, a helicopter hangar, a gym, a pool, and a theater. He has also been reported to have paid $300 million for a chateau in France in 2015, which Fortune magazine at the time hailed as the most expensive property in the world. It wasn't until 2017 that word spread that the Chateau Louis XIV in Lucerne, a town nearby Paris, had indeed been purchased by the Saudi prince. According to reports, the 17th century castle has iPhone controllable fountains, a state-of-the-art music system, lighting, and air conditioning. The opulent home furthermore features a wine cellar, a theater, and a moat with a clear underwater room. Albeit his spending and love for luxury, it is rumored that the prince is a workaholic who works 18 hours a day at his office. However, it's said that he doesn't take criticism well, and he doesn't take no for an answer, even coming to a point when the smallest mistakes could immediately be a basis for harsh consequences. Vladimir Putin. Once hailed as the most powerful man on earth, Russian President Vladimir Putin doesn't just draw his power from being the leader of the world's second most powerful military force. He is also unofficially one of the world's richest. The interesting case about Putin is that the Kremlin has claimed that he only receives $140,000 annually for his job of being president. This pales in comparison to the insider information that in reality he has a whopping $200 billion stashed away in different bank accounts all over the world. His lifestyle is something that he had people's eyebrows raised. On multiple occasions, Putin was not shy about sporting high-end luxury watches that on paper he could not possibly afford. he has been seen wearing the perpetual calendar model of Patek Philippe, which is at least valued at $60,000. He allegedly also owns an A. Lang & Son tubograph, is said to cost almost $500,000, on top of other luxury watches. He is also suspected to own a mansion worth over $1.4 billion situated near the Black Sea, which is deemed to be the largest private residence in Russia. Although the Kremlin has denied that the property is under the president's name, experts, however, have debunked the claims. They argued that because there is a no-fly zone over it and it is heavily guarded by the Federal Security Service of Russia, it is very likely that Putin is the owner. And that's just on top of 19 other houses that he is also rumored to own. He is also alleged to have at least 58 aircraft, including a plane, said to be worth $716 million, which houses a toilet made out of gold. It sounds ridiculous, but with everything going on, ridiculous is the least of Putin's concerns. Arguably being Russia's most controversial leader since its fall from communism, Putin has indulged in quite the capitalist lifestyle, and he's also got a taste for it, though he's still the dangerous guy that keeps the world on its toes. We don't often get to see what happens behind the tall pillars of their kingdom, but one thing is for sure: power brings wealth, and wealth brings power. When they are born into a family of royalty, both of these things are already at the tip of their fingers. How they use them is entirely up to them. I hope this video was as interesting for you as it was for us. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.